Good morning, everyone. The Supreme Court en banc, during its session on April 22, 2025, acted on the following matters. Acting on the Memorandum of Court Administrator Raul Bautista Villanueva, dated March 24, 2025, the Supreme Court formally charged retired Court of Appeals Associate Justice Isaias P. Dikdikan with gross misconduct for his alleged involvement in the murder of attorney Joey Luis B. Wee, a case which has been endorsed by the NBI to the Cebu City Prosecution Office and/or the Office of the Prosecutor General. Attorney Wee was shot and killed on November 23, 2020, at the ground floor of the building where his law office was located at Cebu City. The Supreme Court directed Justice Dikdikan to file an answer within a non-extendable period of 10 days from notice. Next, in the case of Republic and the City of Baguio versus the Association of Barangay Councils, the Supreme Court, voting 11-4, upheld the right of 3 barangays in Baguio City, namely Barangays Trancoville, Military Cutoff, and Outlook Drive, to hold bingo games as fundraising projects without needing permits from the PAGCOR or any national or local government agency. The Supreme Court highlighted that barangays have local autonomy under the Constitution, allowing them to run activities that benefit their communities and raise funds as long as these are lawful. Also, Republic Act No. 9487, or the PAGCOR's charter, states that games managed by local government units are not covered by PAGCOR's rules. The full text of the decision will be uploaded to the Supreme Court website once available. The Supreme Court is also issuing a warning to the public against fake orders, notices, issuance, and advisories that are falsely being linked to the Supreme Court and other courts and offices in the judiciary. It also warns against people pretending to be court employees. All courts issue official documents through their official email addresses, which can be verified on the websites of the Supreme Court, Court of Appeals, Court of Tax Appeals, and the Sandigan Bayan. For trial courts, verification can be done through the trial court locator on the Supreme Court website. We urge everyone to stay alert and always double-check the authenticity of any court-related document or announcement. If you come across suspicious documents or individuals, please report them to the Judiciary Public Assistance Section at Chief Justice Help Desk at judiciary.gov.ph for investigation and action. Thank you very much.
Ma'am, questions?
Sure.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi, good morning.
Mic check. Okay, ganun. So, ma'am, yun nga po, you mentioned na napansin na rin po ng Korte Suprema itong mga lumalabas sa mga taking order, taking mga dokumento mula po sa iba't ibang korte. Bakit po tayo nababahala? Ano po yung iniingatan po ng Korte Suprema?
Well, from based on information, these are scammers, usually seeking to collect money, ganon. So the public is always advised to always double check and to verify the authenticity of these documents by just calling or emailing the court, the trial courts, Supreme Court itself, the Court of Appeals, etc. And all of these information, yung email and phone numbers ng courts are located sa Supreme Court website.
Ma'am, ano po yung ayaw po natin mangyari? Ang magamit ng mga korte?
Yes, kasi right now, yung mga scams na to, they're usually after money. They ask to settle. Like, they're gonna say, example, na meron kayong kaso, kung gusto nyo i-settle, call this number. Pero hindi po siya official. So the courts will never ask you to settle.
May we know what triggered this? May we know the specific instance or any details that triggered this warning?
Well, madaming mga complaints. Either ini-email sa amin or pinupost sa social media. That there are emails coming allegedly from the RTCs especially. Sometimes na issuance galing kay chief mismo. But this doesn't happen.
So
Ma'am, bukod po sa warning, meron po ba tayong gagawin po investigation? Are we getting the NBI or the PNP to investigate further? Kasi nga po, may pandulokong involved, may panggagamit ng posisyon at yun nga po, pamimigay ginagawa.
Yes, the Supreme Court will be working with law enforcement authorities, particularly through our Office of the Judiciary Marshals.
So, sa details lang, basically parang it's a money-making scheme that the Supreme Court is wagging off. Or parang may iba pa na maybe political in nature, or yun nga, mas money-making scheme.
Mas money-making scheme sila. Because they ask you to, if you don't want the case to proceed against you, they're gonna ask you to settle.
Like how much yung
Based on the information we have, wala pa namang amounts binibigay.
Pero may mga naging victims na ba na
That I'm not aware of. More like we see posts on social media, and we also receive mga complaints through email that there are people sending them these fake emails. So they ask for verification.
then meron din bang parang period na nakakita kayo sa file or there's information, period po pa kayo ng
Actually, dati pa to eh. It just, parang mas madami lang ngayon compared to before. And the OCA already, Office of the Court Administrator, issued a circular earlier warning the public as well as the trial courts of the situation and the procedure with which to follow. Yes.
What are the possible penalties for the violations?
Well, it depends on who they are. If they're lawyers, the admin liability, admin sanctions. If they're non-lawyers, then there's always civil and criminal liability, as well as contempt of court.
Again, on the case po ng retired justice, we understand that you're already retired.
He's retired.
So ano po yung parang extent of the possible penalty?
It's an admin case, so he's still a member of the bar. So the ultimate penalty would be disbarment. Huh? Mention mo? Yeah. Yes.
Madam Attorney, ongoing na po ngayon ang overseas voting, internet voting, and there was a petition filed by a group of Attorney Toyo. My hanging question po sa Attorney, what if the court will issue a TRO? Ano ang mangyayari sa voting? I-hold ba ng covenant? Ay magaling si issue. It was discussed po ba? Nasama po ba sa agenda ng covenant?
And the court wasn't, it wasn't part of the agenda. Another penalty for retired Court of Appeals Justice Dikdikan would possibly be the revoke, and he won't be able to receive his pension anymore if he is found guilty.
Ma'am,
Yes.
other lang.
Yes.
Meron na po ba tayong update dun po sa discussions on the Duterte petitions po? Duterte petition, specifically on the habeas corpus? Yes, habeas corpus.
Wala pa po regarding the habeas corpus cases. We'll probably wait until next month for this.
Ma'am, what about yung mismong petition po ni former President Duterte and Senator Tato? Meron po bang update po?
Wala ring updates dyan.
According to po sa election po, meron po bang kaya-kaya dito na po magkakaroon ng decision for the more electoral?
I'm sorry, again.
Sa online po po.
Online voting. No, there's no specific timeline. We'll just have to wait for the court's actions. Yes, we're good. Thank you.
Thank you.